Hi, third grade. Okay, so this week, we're still keeping our same spelling lists that we had last week. And if you remember, let's go back just a little bit. We were talking about how we could have a root word. And last week's list, we were adding a prefix to the root word, right? The week before, we were adding a suffix, and the suffix comes at the end of a root, and a prefix comes at the beginning. And if you remember, all of our spelling words have either the prefix un, which means not, or the prefix re, which means again. All right, so this time, I guess I should do that in capital letters. Huh? So this time, let's take a look at the prefix today, the prefix pre. Now, it's not on our spelling list, but we're going to take a look at some words as we're noticing words with prefixes, okay? So the prefix pre means before. Can you think of a word that has a prefix pre? Not like the word pretty. The word pretty, let's look at the word pretty for a second. Pretty, right? That is not a prefix, correct? Because if I take off the pre, I have that. And is that a word? No. So we know, like in the word pretty, while it starts with pre, it's not a prefix. So can you think of a word that starts with a prefix? The prefix pre. We made up some of these when we were together in the classroom. Okay, so here are a few I came up with. The word prefix has the prefix pre, right? Prefix means that there is a sound pattern, letters of words that make a sound, that's attached before the root word. So it's called a prefix. It's fastened on right before the root word. So it's fixed on it. It's called a prefix. Preschool, school you go to before you get to kindergarten, right? So kindergarten is kind of like the beginning of traditional school. And preschool, you can go when you're 2, you can go when you're 3, preschool is before that. Pre-test, a test you take before the real test. Like we take our pre-test on Wednesday. And if we ace it, we don't take another one. How about that? Prehistoric, it means before history, right? The dinosaurs lived in prehistoric times, before history was written down, prehistory. Precaution, right? If you take a precaution, you are careful or you're cautious beforehand. It's not like putting the Band-Aid on after you cut yourself. It's making sure that you don't cut yourself, right? Precaution, you're careful before. Preheat. Hopefully some of you have been baking and you've had to preheat your oven. You preheat it to get it warm. Get it warm before you put your cookie dough in there. Preview. At the beginning of movies, they are called previews. You get to see little clips of movies before the actual movie comes out. You see it, you view it with your eyes, you view it beforehand, right? So those are just a few previews. Okay, did anyone notice these last two? Anything notice someone saying? Look, ready? I can preheat my oven, which is different than reheating my oven. Oh, I added a suffix, didn't I? I said reheating, I added ing. Reheat was one of our spelling words. If I reheat, like let's say I reheat the soup because it was cold, I heated it again. But if I preheat, I heat it before I start to cook it, I heat it before. Review is a great word, right? I go over it again. I view it again. I look at it again. I review my facts before my quiz. That if you preview it, you look at it before. So we could keep the same root, but if we change the prefix, look how different those words are. Isn't that kind of cool? Okay, so for just a quick review of spelling, you're going to do 2 quick sentences using a word with preview. Okay, so 2 quick sentences using a word with preview. Now remember, when you write your sentences, you need to make sure that you're letting us know that you know the meaning of the word. So you wouldn't say a sentence like this: I like to preheat, right? You'd have to use a sentence that told us what you knew what preheat meant, okay? So any of these words, or if you could think of another word that you want to use with the prefix pre, go for it. But I'll put these on the Google form and you choose, you write one sentence using one and then choose a different one and write another sentence. But make sure you are writing a complete sentence with a capital letter, a period, and make sure that you are letting us know you know what the word means through the context of your sentence. Alrighty, have a great day. I miss you all so much.